experimented with their cards on the MSX computer, but with the Famicom dominating the market, it made sense to pitch the technology to Nintendo. The cards were small, almost like a credit card, but had enough capacity to store full games. Once consumers got tired of the game, they could bring the card to a kiosk in a retail store and write a new game to the card. Nintendo loved the idea, especially the concept of overwriting existing games. But the technology was somewhat expensive, and they would be forced to pay royalties for every card sold. Nintendo ultimately decided to pass on Hudson Soft's proposal. This rejection eventually led Hudson Soft to partner with the NEC Corporation and create the PC Engine system, also known as the TurboGrafx in North America. It played games using Hue cards, an evolution of the B card. Nintendo continued to explore the idea of rewritable games. Luckily, there was a popular form of media that was absolutely perfect for their concept: floppy disks. Floppy disks had been around since the 70s and had become the standard form of media for personal computers. They were cheap, could hold more data than cartridges, and, most importantly, they were rewritable. Nintendo chose to use Mitsumi's QuickDisk as their media format. At the time, 5 1/4 and 3.5 inch floppies were the standard size. Mitsumi marketed their QuickDisks as a smaller, cheaper alternative that could be customized. Thus, development began on the Famicom Disk System, led by Masayuki Yamura and R&D 2, the same team that designed the Famicom. On February 21st, 1986, after several delays, the Famicom Disk System was released. It retailed for 15,000 yen, which was around $80 at the time. To go along with the add-on, Nintendo released The Legend of Zelda, a massive adventure game that utilized all 128 kilobytes of their new disc media. Nintendo's marketing campaign featured a new mascot, a cute little yellow character known as Disc-kun, or Mr. Disc. The ads promised that all the best new games would only be available on the Famicom Disk System. It seemed as if Nintendo had gone all in with their new peripheral. Initially, the Famicom Disk System sold very well. Within 3 months, they sold 500,000 units. By the end of the year, that number jumped to 2 million. Let's dive into the hardware. The disk system came boxed with only 3 items: the disk system itself, the RAM adapter, and an RF cord. So you might be wondering, what about a power adapter? Well, those were actually sold separately. The disk system can be powered by 6 C batteries. Apparently, Nintendo thought people's outlets would be hogged by the TV and the Famicom. Surprisingly, the system lasts quite a while on batteries. The front of the disk system features the disk slot where you insert your games, and an access light to let you know when data is being read on the disk. The back of the system contains an AC adapter input and the RAM adapter input. The RAM adapter is the key to operating the disk system. It's responsible for sending all the data to the Famicom. On the back is a hidden parallel port. Nothing I know of utilizes this port, but it's possible Nintendo had plans to use it in the future, maybe for a system link cable or something. Inside the adapter is extra RAM for program and graphical data. There's also a special processor inside that controls the disk drive and provides an additional audio channel. This allowed for even more detailed music and sound effects in games. Listen for some of the differences between these games that came out on both a disc and a cartridge.